Am I the asshole for refusing to drive my ex-boyfriend to the ER? I, 24 female, broke up with my boyfriend, 28 male, of 4 years on New Year's Day due to infidelity. Ever since then he's been constantly calling me, messaging me on literally every social media app and coming around to my house even though I've told him numerous times he has to stop contacting me. Last Wednesday at 2 in the morning, he called me repeatedly until I answered and he told me he was in bad pain and felt sick and he thinks he needs to go to the hospital. I told him to call an ambulance if it's that bad, but he said he can't afford the bill. Honestly, I didn't really believe there was anything wrong with him, so I wasn't really taking him seriously. I asked him what did he expect me to do and he replied that he wants me to give him a lift to the hospital because he's in too much pain to drive himself. I blatantly refused, told him to call his brother to take him and then hung up. Anyways, turns out he was diagnosed with pancreatitis and he's been making me feel guilty about it ever since and he's expecting me to visit him in the hospital to make it up to him. I'm feeling pretty bad about the whole situation. AITA. He sounds manipulative and psychologically abusive, not the asshole. Not the asshole. Block his number. Not the asshole. Tell him next time to instead call, bother whoever he cheated on you with and then block his number. Not the asshole. Nearly a month after you broke up with him he calls you and wants you to take him to the hospital. That might be something normal for an amicable breakup, but this is no amicable breakup. He cheated on you. You've told him to leave you alone. Has he done that? No. He's been harassing and stalking you on social media. Block him and maybe file harassment with the police in case this gets worse or keep going on. You'll want a paper trail if you ever want to get a restraining order. Not the asshole. Pancreatitis. Tough break, all the more reason to call an ambulance. They can go faster and start an IV for pain meds for him. He's using any excuses he can find to get you close so he can get back with you. Don't fall for it. Not the asshole. You're broken up. You have no obligations to him anymore. Not the asshole. This guy is incredibly manipulative. Please just cut yourself off from him entirely if he isn't respecting your boundaries. You cannot have been the only person he could have asked for a lift. Not the asshole. The ex had several alternatives of ways to the hospital and you have nothing to feel guilty about. Consider blocking this guy and moving on. He's an ex and you don't owe him the time of day, much less all the care and attention he is demanding. He's moved into harassing and stalking behavior. Do a hard cut off if you are serious about not taking him back. Not the asshole. He's using his medical issue as a way to ooze back into your life. Or trying to. I hope you'll ignore him. And block him. Don't feel bad. He lied and cheated. He was the one who taught you that lying and cheating is what he does. If he hadn't done that, you wouldn't have believed his pancreatitis was a lie and/or cheat. Even in the event of a real issue, there's zero reason for him to call you or for you to pick up. He's your ex. Your lying, cheating ex. Lock the door and throw away the key. Never answer it again. Not the asshole. You broke up. He doesn't get to use you for favors. He especially needs to back off for cheating on you and then acting like a friggin' stalker. Not the asshole. A clean cut is always the best in this case. Sorry he has a real emergency, but he should have thought about what he was giving up before he cheated. Not the asshole. Have you blocked him? I would tell him if he contacts you again you'll inform the police of his harassment. Not the asshole. Sounds like he's harassing you. If he keeps up, consider escalation to the proper authorities. Holy smokes, not the asshole. But he said he can't afford the bill. That's why Uber exists. Bye. And why haven't you blocked him if he keeps contacting you against your wishes? While he's in the hospital, he should get his giant balls checked out. The fact that he thinks you should make anything up to him is straight up insane. Block this guy on everything. Not the asshole. Block him. Whether or not he had a real issue, he's clearly doing everything he can to try and rope you back into his life. He could have called friends, or his parents, or how about the girl he cheated on you with? Or maybe an Uber FFS? Either way, he is not your responsibility. He's a grown man who can deal with his own issues, and needs to face the consequences of his actions. Not the asshole. You weren't the only option to take him to the hospital, and while he was sick it just sounds like he was just trying to force you into his presence again. Not the asshole. He's behaving like a stalker. Seriously. Coming around to my house even though I've told him numerous times he has to stop contacting me. Get a restraining order if you have to. Not the asshole. He's your ex, you owe him nothing. He can't even respect your wishes to stay away. Not the asshole. You don't owe him anything and I'm sure he had plenty of other people to drive him if he couldn't afford the ambulance. Didn't have to be his ex-girlfriend. Now he's trying to take advantage of it. Cut ties as fast as you can. Not the asshole. You don't owe him any contact. Just block him. Not the asshole. You owe him nothing. Not the asshole. If he had not been harassing you for months, I might have a different answer, but this to me looks like an attempt to worm his way back into your life. Block him and carry on. Not the asshole. Block his number. He is the manipulative asshole in this story. Not the asshole. Block him. He is not your responsibility. You owe him nothing. Not the asshole. This is basically the boy who cried wolf. He could have called anyone else, an Uber, a cab. If you give him the chance, he will use this situation to try and worm his way into your life. I may have cheated but you didn't believe I was in pain or some crap like that. He also does not get to dictate how you apologize to him. You can text an apology but also re-establish the boundary that you do not want him contacting you. Let him know you will be blocking him on everything so he can call someone more appropriate when he has an emergency. Not the asshole. You aren't his partner and you don't live with him. Ambulances exist for a reason. Nope. Not your responsibility. Manipulative of him to use this to pull you back in. I think you are way better off without a creeper like this. I'd block him on social and in life. Not the asshole. Not your BF, not your problem. Not the asshole. He's guilt-tripping you, plain and simple. You don't have to make up for anything, the relationship is over and you two don't owe each other anything. I don't want to sound brutal, but if he was in such pain he should have called someone else the instant you refused. Not the asshole. YISNT he blocked everywhere? That's on you. Not the asshole. He could have called an ambulance or an Uber. His transport isn't your problem. Block him and move on. You owe him nothing. He can call his side piece for a ride next time. Not the asshole. Stop taking his calls or you'll end up back together, with him cheating on you again. Is that what you want? Not the asshole. Do not visit him, he needs to grow up and realize the relationship is over and done. Block him on everything and if he continues to contact you, call the cops because honestly it sounds like he has stalker tendencies. Not the asshole. You broke up with him. Block him on all platforms if you don't want him to contact you. Learn your rights, how to get a no-contact order, what's considered harassment in your area. No means no. It doesn't matter if it was real or not. That was the risk he made when he cheated. Doesn't matter what he was diagnosed with, he can go suck lemons. He is your ex, you owe him nothing, not an apology or anything. Not the asshole. At all. Definitely not the asshole. His health situation is unfortunate, however he is clearly a gaslighter and emotional abuser. Not the asshole. He's your ex, he's nothing to you now. He's just trying to find ways back into your life. Block him on everything, there's no reason to keep in any sort of contact with him at this point. Not the asshole. He is borderline stalking you. Do not visit him. Did you purchase that big top tent? Are you the one who trained those poop-flinging simians? That is not your circus. Those are not your monkeys. He is not your responsibility. Winking face, not the asshole. Tell him that any further contact will be classed as harassment and reported to the police and then block him on everything. A definite not the asshole. He's your ex for a reason. He needs to sort himself out and stop making himself your responsibility. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Change your phone number or block him. NTA. Why are you even taking his calls? Not the asshole. But girl, just block him. Not the asshole. You might want to document all that, as it sounds like you may need a restraining order if this behavior continues. Showing up to your house in particular is troubling behavior. But end of the day, calling you when something is wrong and acting like there is no other possible way for him to get help is a manipulation tactic. He 100% could have called his brother in the first place. He was just trying to force you to be around him. Not the asshole. But are you serious? Why do you even know about his pancreatitis? That means you are continuing to take his calls. He cheated on you, you guys split. You owe him nothing. Block his number and social media. If you keep giving him crumbs of attention, he will never leave you alone. If you still have feelings and want him in your life in some capacity, then that's your choice. But if you want him gone, you can't show him that you'll cave when he exerts pressure. Be firm and consistent. If he escalates, threaten legal action. Not the asshole, why haven't you blocked him on everything yet? And threaten him with a restraining order if he keeps going to your house. Not the asshole. I sympathize re not being able to afford an ambulance bill, but he had many options that were not guilt-tripping you, brother, or even calling a cab, Lyft, Uber. He's trying to worm his way back into your life and it's sucky. Not the asshole, cut all contact. He sounds toxic. His choice to cheat, so now he can deal with the consequences. Not the asshole, but why not just block his number? Problem solved then. You sorta just keep letting him bother you when you answer. So don't be surprised if he keeps it up.